Hello, hello. This is Delilah coming to you very quickly and half set up, but I think we're gonna get this done. We have the winners bracket round 3 of the Skyward Sword any percent race coming at you, and we're gonna get that started momentarily. We have Floha commentating.
All right. Hello, everyone. How's it going? I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. We have the Skyward Sword any percent tournament up here. Winners bracket round 3, Chimera versus Lepelog. And what you might notice right at the beginning is you will see that they both have different that lepelog is playing on English while Chimera is playing on Japanese. That gives an advantage to Chimera of about 9 minutes. We have... Oh, I think that timer is not correct, at least for me. I don't know if it shows on stream minus 15 minutes as well, but, well. Anyways, yeah, guess we'll just have to deal with that. Alright. We're gonna start with that. Alright. Also, another thing you could see right away is that we are playing on hero mode, and that means we can skip cutscenes. Skipping cutscenes is very important, because otherwise this would take way longer. I don't know how much exactly, but at least an hour or so. And also you'll see that we have 2 different routes going on here. While Chimera is talking to Fletch here, which is going to be useful for later, lepelog is not doing that. So you see that the Japanese text is way faster than the English one. That is because the text in this game is scrolling on a character by character, because Japanese has way less characters than English has, of course. That makes Japanese way faster. And Chimera is already ahead of lepelog, although he made a small detour of talking to Fletch there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Zelda, saying hi to her, and skipping the cutscene, because nobody likes cutscene anyways. And then we'll notice, oh, wait, our love wing is missing. Something is wrong here. So we gotta go rescue our love wing, but we're not gonna do this the usual pace, because usual would be slow and boring, and we wanna go fast. So that means Chimera is... We are gonna save at this statue here. Yes, intended is... And I think our runners have catched a bad start here, so I think they both just want to die and reset. Seems like it. Can relate. It was not quite the best start. I mean, Chimera accidentally talked to Fletch there, and I don't know, lepelog also apparently not really feeling that well. So yeah, they died, and now it's time to reset. Oh, hey, what's this? Welcome to Back in Time, the main glitch, if you may say so, of Skyward Sword. Back in Time allows us, while dying, when we're dying, continuing and resetting at the same time, allows us to play on the title screen because the wants us to put on the title screen because we're resetting. But on the same time, it wants us to continue and put us back on the map. So that results in playing on the title screen. And this allows for some fun mechanics. For example, Chimera falling down there. This allows for some fun mechanics. What exactly that is different from bit to bit. That is how we, that is the abbreviation for back in time, bit. You're gonna hear that a lot more often from here on. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the goddess sword here and gonna get it on our file. Because that's what we want. We want this goddess sword. But something did not really went that well. We don't have the sword yet. What to do? Anyways, this is easy to fix. Just go through the cutscene. Once again, we are on hero mode, we can skip cutscenes. We've already skipped let alone 15 minutes of cutscenes so far, and hey! Suddenly we've got the sword. This is done by RBMing the sword onto our file. RBM means reverse bit magic. That means we can take changes we make back in time, and we can apply them to our game file. As you saw, that is already very useful because now we have a sword. That is, however, gonna be way more useful later on because there is way more behind RBM than you might need. But first, there was something else that we're still gonna do. Shortly remember. Alright, there was still our Loftwing that we need. We can't escape Skyloft without our Loftwing. Well, guess we gotta fix that. Okay, time to get our Loftwing. Also, hi, we haven't seen you yet. We just skipped your cutscene. But, oh well. Well, I think our search is going good. Skyward Sword, Back to the Future edition. Exactly. Alright. So, we're just gonna get our Loftwing in here. And I do hope that you like tutorials. Because we are about to get the Loftwing tutorial. And this Loftwing tutorial holds a special place in our speedrunners' hearts. We find it so special that you may or may not see this tutorial again at another point. But I think that's enough spoilers for now. Finals should be a normal mode race. Oh boy. So yeah, we just got this tutorial here. Basic auto-scroller, just going through the text. I think this is a great time to tell how text in this game works. Text in this game works the text is faster if you press the A and let it travel. But to advance the cutscene, to advance the text boxes, you need to press A again. So you need to hold A until the text box is done, and then press A again to advance the text box. So you kind of need to learn how long a text box is to mash text appropriately. Fast. Oh yeah, another thing you may have seen, what you've just saw on Chimera's stream and see on lepelog's stream right now is a corrupt file. This is a file which is done by saving and deleting at the same time, which erases all contents on a file. So it sets all values of this file to 0, including our health. But we can still play on that file. Meaning, this file is perfect to die and to just activate bit. That is really useful, because it just allows us to die really fast. So what they are doing now here is called a bit save. A bit save is basically we're saving our file on this weird bit version of Skyloft. What that means, you're gonna see that later. But what we're doing now is we're getting the practice sword. Or rather, the flag that we get the practice sword. Because the practice sword is not really that useful, because we already have a way better sword. We already have the Gar's sword. Screw the practice sword. What do we want with a cheap practice sword if we have the sword of the goddess? I mean, what could possibly top that? Well, practice sword is really OP. It may actually be more OP than the goddess's sword. So now we're just gonna place the emerald tablet in here. Which means we can finally leave Skyloft. We can leave the tutorial behind us, and we can finally start the run. Congratulations. Bunch of more cutscene skipping. And another cutscene that we can't skip. Because we're getting a valuable item here. We are getting the adventure pouch, which allows us to carry bottles, shields, and other stuff. And yeah, that is really useful because especially bottles are gonna be really useful for later. And maybe one of the runners will decide to take a shield with them as well. Chimera is not taking a shield. I don't think lepelog will take one either. So we're gonna see 2 shieldless runs here. Yeah, we're gonna see 2 shieldless runs here. Oh, it's close for Chimera there. And we're off, finally. We're finally off, and we can go our way in a wide, wide world. Coming up here is a small cutscene skip. Usually there would be Fi talking to us like, hey, there is a hole in the clouds. You can jump there if you want. And we're just like, nope. We don't really want that. We already know all that stuff, so we just jump off earlier. And lepelog is not getting the cutscene skip. Oh boy. That is gonna cost him some time. So, also, we can see here the greatness of we can see the greatness of the Cyclops, or rather not. Oh, Chimera is dodging these Deku Babas like a pro. Just to take damage now by falling down this pit. No, Hugo, you're wrong. You're not cool either. So yeah, we're jumping down this pit. Gonna activate this this stone, the sealed stone. So now Fi's gonna talk to us again. If you really want to state your opinion, Hugo, because nobody has asked you either, then be man enough and come into commentary. I'm feeling a little bit bullied in here. Just a little bit. Alright, Fi wants to explain us what dowsing is. So we don't really want to know what dowsing is, so we press no. But because Fi is Fi, she just says she explains dowsing to us anyways. Because Fi is Fi. So yeah. We're gonna get this revitalizing potion. But we do not really so much care about the potion in itself, but more about the bottle. Bottle is gonna be really useful for later. Also, we've got one of the hardest tricks in the game coming up here. Impa asks us now to place a beacon on the map. And this is very hard. Chimera doing the scrub strats, zooming in. Going safe there, on not misplacing the beacon. Yeah, if you do it fast, you just don't zoom in. And then you just place the beacon. But Impa is really, really picky about that beacon. And if it's not exactly where Impa wants it, then she just tells you, no, I do not want this freaking beacon here. And you gotta replace it. And that is the beacon. Say hi to it. We're never gonna see it again. Alright, lepelog coming up on the beacon placing, while we see the overpoweredness of the Skyward Strike here on Chimera's end. This is one of the advantages of Hero Mode. Hero Mode allows us to have an overpowered Skyward Strike right from the beginning, which just simply run one-hit KOs all the enemies in the first in the beginning of the game. So yeah, that Skyward Strike is pretty It's really overpowered and it's really useful for taking on these hordes of bokoblins here. You really know how valuable it is once you've done a run in normal mode. There you unfortunately do not have such a overpowered Skyward Strike, and yeah, you really miss it. I'm speaking of experience. So yeah, another demonstration of that overpowered Skyward Strike. And here we're gonna find Machi. Machi is cool. And yeah. They're one of the... Machi is a Kiwi, and we do have to find all the Kiwis now. We are gonna go Kiwi hunting. This is one of the few moments, or one of the few parts of the game where there is not really anything coming up for quite some time. This is kind of what I like to call the first cycle of Skyward Sword. It's just a demonstration of movement. There is nothing really going on for the next 10 or so minutes. So lean back, grab a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you like. Go to the toilet. And then you're ready for what's coming up in the next 2 hours. This is a perfect opportunity to talk about the movement in this game, though. A lot of movement in this game is really important because there is a lot of stuff where we just run from one point to another. And yeah, we also have the stamina meter, which is also always important to keep in mind. The thing with the stamina meter is the last quarter only depletes half as fast as all the other quarters, but it replenishes at the same speed as the others. So we usually just wanna run till the stamina is almost depleted. Wait till the stamina wheel has replenished like 1/4 and run again. That is the most optimal way of movement in this game. There is also still rolling is actually faster than running. I think it saves about 1 frame. So every roll saves you 1 frame. Save the frames. And yeah, this is gonna be useful if we're gonna have to do shorter tracks, which are not quite that useful, which are not quite that long. Give me a moment, I need to drink something real quick. Alright, Chimera is coming up to the most interesting of the Kikwees. This Kikwee is rather interesting in so far that it always moves as long as there is still grass around and it's not covered by grass. So what you want to do is you want to cut all the grass around the Kikwee, but so that the Kikwee is still covered with grass, because if there is still grass around and the Kikwee is not covered by grass anymore, it will move where the grass is. That really slowly. And even if you cut the grass while the Kikwee is on its way, yeah, it will still move until it has reached its destination, even if there is no grass anymore. And just then you can talk to it. Alright, Chimera has rescued all the Kikwees now. That means it is time for him to get a slingshot. Smaller cutscene. And yeah. So lepelog is trying to hunt down the Kikwee's cell. Also having RNG there with Erla. Chimera getting the slingshot, and the slingshot in itself is not that useful. We could potentially even skip it. The unfortunate thing of the slingshot is, though, the slingshot unlocks the item wheel. And if we collect another item after that is not the slingshot, but we did not collect the slingshot, we did not unlock the item wheel, then the game will crash. And that is something we want to avoid. So that's why we pick up the slingshot. It is useful in some places, but yeah, I think if we could skip it, then we could skip the whole Kikwee hunt. If there was to not do all the Kikwees, if there was a way to skip the slingshot and get all the other items without doing any detours, I think we would probably do it. Alright, coming up on Chimera's end is extending blow, and that is one of the only, if not the only, trick in this game that is based on RNG. Thing is, we want this bokoblin to die, and at the same time as it's dying, as it's jumping in the water, we want... Okay, he missed it. Ah, damn, that's unfortunate. At the same time, we want to do an extending blow, because that means the coordinates of the bokoblins are erased. But because the game does not know where to place Link, it just sends him straight to the coordinates of 000. Oh damn, Chimera actually dies there. That's unfortunate. The RNG part of this trick is, however, in how the bokoblin falls. This is RNG, and really say how much this affects. If the bokoblin does not fall correctly, then the setup won't work. What Chimera was trying to do there is called Cube Warp. Because that goddess cube is special insofar as soon as it gets hit, it triggers a cutscene. That cutscene warps Link directly next to the goddess cube, because Link is not supposed to be down here. Nice, he got it. This is only possible in hero mode, because we do have the upgraded Skyward Strike. Also, this would be lepelog's chance to catch up if he gets extending blow now. Nice, Chimera actually getting the fight text skip there. Also very important. Saves about 40 seconds or so, I think. Alright. And now it's time for Chimera to go into Skyview Temple. This introduces something new to us. But first... Oh, I just realized Chimera has 6 hearts. That's not so cool. So he wants to get damage down by these keys here. Fortunately, dying with these keys is really slow. And it only does 1 heart of damage each time you get hit. I did not pay attention there on lepelog's end, how extending blow went, or if he even went for it. Having some troubles with the cube warp there. That bokoblin can be really trolly sometimes. Can't really see anything. Oh, he seems to have lots of struggles there. Careful not to die. So Chimera active. Oh, nice, he got it. Chimera is back in bit again. Back in time. Not back in biz, back in bit. Also, what I didn't talk about yet is bit magic. I'll come back to that later though, because we have coming up here, we've got a bit warp. A bit warp means we can apply the coordinate from back in time while starting and saving a file in back in time at the same time. It loads the map, but it applies the coordinates from back in time to the file we saved at. On the map, we saved at, which results in putting us in Skyview Temple to the coordinates of the Upper Academy stature of to the coordinates of the Upper Academy stature on Skyloft, which results us being in this hub room. Unfortunately, this room is only partially loaded, which means we gotta reload this room. You do this by going back here and destroying those barriers, killing that Staldra. Chimera having some struggles with that skull there. That jump can be a bit tricky. Ah, okay. He went for the safe strat there. Okay. Lepelog aiming for the bit warp now as well, while Chimera is gonna go for the beetle. So what I didn't explain yet was bit magic. That was what I wanted to explain. Bit magic means we can take flags, our file, we can take, if we apply these flags by conducting a change in the environment, for example bonking a tree, which then leads us to having oh, camera, scary. Ooh, okay, that was scary. Which will then lead us to applying these flags from our file to back in time, which leads to opening the gates. Which means we don't have to jump past the gates. We can just walk right through the gates, because not usually the gates are. Yes, that fight can lose you very much time if you die there. Because if you die there and you do not save beforehand, you start again at the start of Skyview Temple, where you saved at the last time. Means you gotta do the bit warp again, which loses you a bunch of time, which would be a lot of time for lepelog to catch up. Chimera, however, wants to get this red rupee over here. Once he dealt with his enemies in here. This rupee, however, will not be used for buying something. However, we just want to apply to our file the flag that we actually collected this rupee. That is very important for later tricks. And when I'm speaking of flags here, I am speaking of memory flag. That means flags in the memory of the game. And Chimera was actually kind of slow on that bokoblin there. Not sure if that's the word. Okay, apparently that worked. Was kind of slow on that bokoblin there. You want to save before the game recognizes that that bokoblin is dead, because what you do now is you copy this file to the third file slot. We need this. We need this later on for later tricks in the game. Flags that we set in this area or in this map. Flags that we set in the Skyview Temple map will be used for later tricks in the game. Especially the flag that we collected, the red rupee, and the flag that we broke those wooden barriers. Also, here comes into play that we got the practice sword earlier, or that we RBM'd the flag that we got practice sword onto our fight. Because now, what you did not see there is while Chimera was starting his file, the Sheikah stone appeared that usually just appears after you get practice sword. And that was RBM right there, meaning we applied the flag, the temporary scene flag of the Sheikah stone appearing on Skyloft onto the Skyview map, onto the Skyview Temple map. However, what means, because there is no Sheikah stone, there is no such Sheikah stone in the Skyview Temple map. This results in something completely different. What exactly that is, you will see in just a few seconds. Once Chimera went over these vines here. Shoutouts to Exodasher, by the way, for making a tutorial on these vines. Can only recommend everyone to watch. very useful. Because these vines can really be tricky sometimes. Alright, say hi to Girahim and say bye to him. Chimera doing an extra turn. Alright, here's the solution to what I just said. Applying the Sheikah Stone flag of Skyloft onto the Skyview Temple results in opening the door after the Girahim fight. I know this is kind of hard to understand. So to understand this, you actually get a look at the memory of the game. I don't want to go into too much detail here because I think people may find this boring. But the scenes in this game are in a shared memory. And this shared memory is based on the map you're currently on. And the scene flag of this Sheikah Stone appearing on Skyloft in the Skyview Temple map. This means this Sheikah Stone results in the door after the Girahim boss fight being open. I hope this was somewhat understandable, and I hope it was not too boring to listen to. Apparently, Kim did not get the Bokoblin earlier there. Means he's gonna do some slower. He's gonna go do some slower deaths here. Alright, Chimera doing a very essential trick in here that is gonna be used a lot later. So first he bit magics the gates while bonking the tree with file 2. Then he collects the rupee with file 1. That means we can load the items we currently have on file 1. We can load them onto our file. That is pretty important because what we want to load into Back in Time right now is the Ruby tablet. Yes, the Ruby tablet. Because we want to apply placing the Ruby tablet not on file 1, but on file 2. If you remember, file 2 is this weird file that's somewhere stuck in the beginning, right before the Lockwing ceremony. That basically does not have any progress. So why do we want to apply this to file 2? Well, file 2 is essential insofar that we do have access to our Loftwing already, but we do not have the Knight's Clothes yet. Which means we can use this to fly into the sky in Back in Time. However, due to the circumstances of file 2, we're only able to fly in the sky in the tutorial area. And in this tutorial area, conveniently, is the Elden Pillar. You're gonna see later what exactly that means. So now we're just gonna apply this normally we're just gonna place the ruby tablet normally on file 1, just as you would do it in any casual playthrough. And lepelog also not even checking apparently if he got the oh, okay, you got it though. You can just read the text, what it says on the title screen. Kind of confused what lepelog is doing now, as I did not pay too much attention on his screen. I did not saw what he was doing with the Elden Pillar. Though I thought I saw something green there for a while. Oh, did he forget to get a... Yes. Apparently he forgot to get a rupee. Yes, this rupee is very important. As I said, the flag that we need this rupee is very important for this trick. So if we don't get this rupee, then we have our problems doing this RBM. Okay, we can fix that though, just by collecting the rupee and saving again. However, he needs to redo the whole bit of doing the Elden Pillar. Or not? I'm not exactly sure what exactly was wrong on his end. I did not see what exactly was missing there, so I guess we'll see later. Meanwhile, Chimera did another bit warp, which was right into a goddess cube. And due to the collision of the goddess cube, that pushed him under the earth, which loaded him into this area, where he is now fighting tons of goblins once again to claim his new item, the digging mitts. Digging mitts also a rarely used item. However, skipping them is skipping those digging mitts is slower than actually getting them. So we might as well just... Also, this fire mouse here, I have no idea how these things are called, has a weird collision in... You can place a bomb directly in front of it, and you do not get damage from it. Don't ask me how this works. I have no idea. And I think the majority of the community has no idea why exactly that does work. It just is like it's simple. Also, we have Chimera coming up on circles. Is he gonna get it? Ah, no circles on Chimera's end there. Run is invalid. Hey! Circles is a pretty cool strat. That I think it actually loses you a frame when you get it. But it's funny because if you roll into this cutscene at a specific end, then Link is running in circles the whole cutscene. and it's kind of a meme, you could say. Log coming up on the bit warp as well. While Chimera is doing another RBM. And now we get to see the greatness of our early game file. Because nighttime bit crashes, except lack of music during bit on Chimera stream is unsettling. Nighttime bit crashes on all files except if you've got a file that did not collect the heroes, that does not have the heroes tunic yet. So what we're gonna do now is we apply the flag of putting the gravestone and all this shed. We apply this flag to the Elden Volcano map. As I said earlier, as this is a shared memory, this means something totally different in the Elden Volcano map. What exactly that is, you will see in just a few minutes. Chimera having struggles getting up there. Yes, that is Coward Sword as well. Some weird things sometimes you have struggles with. It's the weirdest things sometimes. Alright, Chimera is climbing the volcano like a champ. Now lepelog is almost coming up on circles. Now let's see if he gets it. If he gets circles, however, though, and Chimera does not get it, that's an automatic win for lepelog. Ah, he does not get it either. Damn. Okay. Well, guess they just gotta fight it out over the time. Ooh! Ouch! That hurts. Chimera needs to climb up the volcano all the way again. That loses some time. This gives lepelog some time to catch up though. He is coming up on the graveyard RBM. There. What's he doing? How does circles work? I'm not sure exactly. I think if you run into a specific angle, then the game tries to place Link in the cutscene, but because it does not really find a way for Link to perfectly position him in the cutscene, the game just runs Link into circles because the game does not really know where to place Link. I think that is how it works from my understanding. I'm not sure entirely. Yeah, here we've got an interesting cutscene. Yeah, you may see these bokoblins. If you don't know any Japanese, don't worry. I can translate it for you. So, these two pals are looking for a key to get into the temple. However, I'm just wondering, why are they looking for a key? I mean, they could just right up enter this. I mean, the door is far wide open. Why do they not just enter them? Why do they not just enter this? Why do they not just enter this? And I mean, even if the door would be closed, they could just dig under it. Goddamn, those Mogmas. So Fire is telling us as well, we need a key for that door. Which door? There is no door. Fire, please. Alright. To elaborate on that, you may remember the RBM we did earlier with the gravestone. Pushing the gravestone on Skyview results in the temple, in the door for Earth Temple being open on the Elden Volcano map. So Chimera doing some camera manipulation here to get some better cycles. And some cutscene skips as well for these packs. Or whatever those things. No, those are not the packs. For these tide ropes here. Killing the Lizalfos for safety. So on lepelog's stream, you now see the cutscene in its full glory in English, and you also see that the door for him is closed. However, he got the RBM. I'm pretty sure of that. I did not see it, but I'm pretty sure he got the RBM. Otherwise, he would not climb up. This because Chimera involuntarily reloaded the area by dying to the Bokoblin earlier. Reloading the area means that the actor vanished. The loading zone for the temple, however, expands beyond the actor. While the actor, the door, was still there on lepelog's end, he could just go into the loading zone to enter the temple, because that extends beyond. That extends beyond the door. Lepelog getting some fancy cutscene skip there as well. Chimera, however, is redoing the same RBM that you've seen before. He is pushing the gravestone. While he's pushing the gravestone, he is starting the file. However, as I said before, these flags are dependent on a map you're currently in. So on Elden Volcano, it means something completely different than an Earth Temple. What exactly that means? Ooh! Chimera dying there as well. Was too greedy there. He wanted to skip the Mogma cutscene. There's a small dialogue of the Mogma talking there. However, he just died there. That is unfortunate. Lepelog is on the same RBM as on the RBM as well. I think Lepelog caught up a bit. Huh. Yes, it's time again already. ZSR2 with the raid. Nice. ZeldaSpeedRuns with the rate of 45. Hello, Raider. How was the Link to the Past race? I think it was. And welcome to Skyward Sword. Welcome to the Skyward Sword any percent tournament race between Chimera and lepelog. You have tuned in right at the perfect time to see the glory of this run. So lepelog is trying to skip this Optima cutscene as well, and he actually gets it. lepelog is caught up pretty good the last few minutes here. Chimera with his unfortunate death. Oh, that is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, he skipped the cutscene earlier, but now he ran into the triggering. Well, while wanting to skip another cutscene, he actually just triggered the other cutscene. Oh well, that happens. I wanted to skip this cutscene of the rock blowing up. Right, lepelog now in the fight as well. For this fight there is a small... If you hit one of the Lizalfos with a slingshot before, you can trigger the fight before it started, meaning there is no cutscene when you enter this fight. Which is also pretty convenient because the Lizalfos are not coming at you right away. Also, Chimera just reloaded the area there with his death. As I said earlier, the RBM that he did was to raise these packs. However, the RBM does not affect the actors. To affect the actors, we need to reload the area, which is usually done by a death or by entering another area. In this case, the room with the Lizalfos mini-boss fight. Coming up on Chimera's end though, we are stutter sprinting up this slope. We're triggering the first wave of rocks to just stutter sprint the slope up. Our stamina is barely enough to run up the slope in one try. So if we manage to unload these rocks there, we can just run up in one try without blowing up any stops in the meantime. Right, lepelog has got the RBM as well. lepelog only a few seconds, not a few seconds, a minute or so behind Chimera. While Chimera is entering Scaldera almost. Scaldera is a special boss fight. Say it like that. If you don't get... Chimera can be really trolly sometimes. So let's hope that our runners do not get trolled by Scaldera here. That they get some good eye RNG there. Alright, lepelog getting the boss key as well. Chimera seeing Caldera there and docking up on bombs. This fight trigger is so weird, by the way. It's just a small fight trigger that says, oh hey, Zelda's been here. Like, we couldn't figure that out ourselves. But unfortunately, there is no way around that trigger. Alright, hello there. It's Girahim. He's got the high ground. And he seems to be mad at us. For whatever reason. Maybe because we didn't chat with him the first time we met him. Oh well, I guess he's got good reasons for that. And welcome, Scaldera. Will he underestimate Link's power? Well, hopefully not. Not very original. No, it's prequel. It's not original. Alright, let's see how the fight for Chimera goes. Did not get the spin attack in there. Nope. Not a perfect fight for Chimera there. The eye trolled him too much. Wanting to get some... Well, he wants to damage himself down. Come on. Oh, nice. Chimera actually getting the tricycle in here. And for that I have prepared a very special link. Pun not intended. A 3-cycle Scaldera is in the Skyward Sword community a tricycle. And yeah, tricycle is Scaldera on a tricycle. Alright, I did not pay attention to lepelog's fight here. Oh well, we already got one tricycle. That's gotta be enough. I mean, I'm not complaining if we get another one. But you've seen the gift, that's all that counts. That does not look like a trap. Alright. Chimera is making his way now to a place where we have not been yet. A side effect of the RBM we did earlier, of the gravestone and the shed opening, was that we actually did something else as well. Because the side effect is we just opened the Thunderhead. And that is our next goal. We want to go in the Thunderhead and get Farora's Courage in there. The Song of Farora's Courage will be useful to open up the next trial gate. For our very first trial gate. God, my voice is breaking. Alright, he's trying to avoid these things there that can be... Yeah, those things are really interesting. If you get hit by them, that is not cool because they can be really aggressive sometimes. And yeah, then they just kill you. Alright, Chimera is doing the puzzle here to enter the Isle of Songs. This puzzle is always the same in every playthrough, so you just gotta remember the order for this puzzle. There is a way to skip this puzzle, however, it is really precise, and yeah, not many people have done that ever. Shoutouts to TLO for doing that once. I'm speaking of wormhole, which is basically you push the furthest piece of the I don't even know how exactly wormhole works. You push the furthest bridge piece so that it would rotate around the Isle of Songs once, so that it rotates around the entrance, and then you leave the island, call your bird, land onto this piece, and while the piece is rotating around the island, you crawl into the hole. That is how wormhole works, and that is really precise. Nobody really goes for that. Alright, good night, Pika. It does not take longer. It is actually faster because you just need to rotate. This one piece where it needs to be, and then you need to fly where this piece is. All right, Chimera, doing what is called early Lanaru pillar, but he does not really get it. However, that is not really a biggie. What is he doing? Is he redoing the whole bit again? But usually if you mess this up and you already and you already are on Skylog, would you just casually place the tablet like in the intended way? Oh well, Chimera and lepelog almost tied here, as it seems like. Chimera makes one more mistake, lepelog might take the lead here. Alright, it is called Early Lanayru Pillar, but basically it's nothing else than instead of normally placing the Lanayru Pillar, you place it in bid because you're already in the bid anyways, and it saves a few seconds of just placing it in bid right away because you don't have to watch the whole cutscene of Fi speaking to you. Oh, hey, there's a new hole. Hey, look, we could fly there and check out what's there. Because we can just right away fly there. I'm sorry, my voice is breaking a little here. What is Chimera doing? Okay, seems like he's going for Lanayru now. Ah, goddammit. Alright. Now, pay good attention to what you see of Lanayru here, because you won't see much of it. You won't see much of Lanayru. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the Lanayru among you. Lanayru is cancelled. Yes, the race is really close right now. However, I think that Chimera is gonna take the lead again because of the Japanese, because he's got the advantage of Japanese, of faster text. Alright, we're gonna talk to good old Bertro here, who's playing with us the Scream as Loud as You Can game. And what we are gonna do now is we want to RBM. Once again, RBM means we want to apply flags from back into to our file. We want to RBM the flag that we talked about Bertro, that we activated the gratitude crystal quest. We want to RBM that flag onto the Lanayru map. Because there is no such thing as Bertro on Lanayru, this results in something completely different now. And this completely different is a bird statue. And this is not just any bird statue we RBM. This is the bird statue that you want to RBM when you're in Lanayru. It's the Temple of Time bird statue. Long runners have searched for a way to get to the Temple of Time without doing the Lanayru mining facility. Because there is a wall. Well, it's not really a wall. there is a gate, but the gate is, as you see, it's shut by stones. We thought that we could maybe clip in there, but no, we can just RBM the stature. We enter LMF, and we exit it, and bam, we got the harp. You did not see it there right now, but believe me, we got the harp. You can see it right on Chimera's screen there. He's got the harp. And I hope you enjoyed those 5 minutes of Lanayru you got, because we'll never see it again. That's all there is to do in Lanayru. We just get the harp, and then we're done with it. That means we do, unfortunately, not get to see the greatness of Sandship. But that also means we do not have to defeat Tantalus, the boss of Sandship, which is just a nuisance. However, what we got here now is 2 different routes. This is what gets interesting. It's gonna be hard for me to keep track of both routes. So at this point, it's gonna be hard to tell who's ahead and who's just a few seconds behind. I would suggest that we see again in about three-quarter hour to about an hour again, where we are heading, how our runners are doing, which one is ahead, and which one is behind. In the meantime, however, though, Chimera is making his way to the Farron trial, to the Farron Silent Realm, while lepelog is doing a first Farron bit. I think he is doing Ballad of the Goddess skip. I don't remember that route that well. Alright, however, if we're lucky, we get to see the only use of harp cancel on Chimera's screen there. Nope, we do not get to see harp cancel. That's why you get to hear the beautiful singing of Fi, while I'm stuck with no sound. Alright. Chimera is doing the Farron Silent Realm, not any RBM. He's just too much RBMs. Chimera is doing the Farron Silent Realm here, while lepelog is doing Ballad of the Goddess skip. And just waste the gate of time. And I think now he's going for 7x04. And 7x04 is just a number. Yes, it's just a number. But this number is the memory address. It's basically the most famous memory address in the game, because this is the memory address for the flag where the door in the past of the sealed temple is saved. And if this flag is activated, that means we are gonna RBM that flag now, I think. That means we save 1.5 to 2 hours of the game completely with one simple RBM. If he gets it, you won't see it until in another hour. And if he doesn't get it, then you won't see it either until in another hour. Well, if he does not get it, the runners kind of have a feeling if they got it or not. However, this feeling is of course not always 100% correct. So it's possible that he got a good feeling, but it did not work. So yeah, the silent realms are basically one of the longest sections of the game. You just run around with no bits. So it's just movement. We recently just introduced individual levels for the Silent Realms on the Speedrun.com leaderboards. So if anyone is testing, if anyone is willing to test their movement against the competitive speedrunners, competitive in quotation marks, anyone is wants to test their movement against the competitive speedrunners, well, feel free to submit a time. Because those leaderboards are currently still a bit. We are looking forward for all run submissions. Alright, Chimera now got the Water Dragon scale. And while lepelog is just doing now what Chimera just did, the Fahrenheit graph. Chimera is on the next, is a step ahead and a step behind. 2 steps ahead and 2 steps behind lepelog. Because what he wants to do now, he wants to get the 5 gratitude crystals, finding Kukiel, Now, as I do not have sound right now, I can't really tell if the RBM for him will work or not. But I just guess it will work. Oh no, that seemed... As I said, with sound I can... as long as you have sound, you can hear it if you get it or not. There is some kind of audio clue on when you need to start your file there. Alright. That, however, was just a normal RBM. Well, basically everything is a normal RBM. There are no unusual RBMs. However, getting these 5 gratitude crystals in bits resulted in getting those 5 gratitude crystals on our map, in our inventory as well. There are no crazy stuff like opening doors or so. However, Chimera is doing another RBM now. And that is why he needed those 5 gratitude crystals earlier. Okay, you want to pick up this rupee with file 1 to load the items of file 1. With the items, I mean the water dragon scale. Want to load this into bit so you can just cross this river. And now what we want to RBA is getting the pouch, the 5 crystal reward from Patrol. That's why we needed the 5 crystals from earlier. And now if we reload the area, you are gonna see that this results in opening the gate to the Elden Sound Realm. So, while Chimera is taking on the Elden Sound Realm, lepelog is taking on the Ferret Sound Realm. And that is the perfect time for me to drink something again. Alright. lepelog finished the Ferret Sound Realm, and he is gonna make his way to the Elden Sound Realm now as well. With the same measures and bits that Chimera just did. So right now it is really hard to tell who is ahead and who's behind, because Chimera has done some stuff that lepelog did not do yet. But lepelog also did some stuff that Chimera did not. The routes are tying in rather at the end of the run or close before the end of the run. So it's gonna be a close. All right. I'm sorry if I'm so quiet right now. There is not really much to tell. Besides that, I'm still doing the Elden Silent Realm. And lepelog is on his way to the Elden Silent Realm. He is now gonna do the RBM that we just saw on Chimera's end. To open the gate to the Elden Silent Realm. Alright, Chimera is done with the Elden Silent Realm. He now has the Fire Shield earrings. And with that, he can make his way to the Volcano Summit. This is where things are getting interesting. But first, we've got a little cutscene of Fire. Oh, well, not of Fire, but of the Fire Shield earrings actually activating. We're skipping more cutscenes. And now it's getting interesting. Chimera using the bombs to die there. And we're doing 2 consecutive RBMs right now. Which RBM is Chimera doing first? Okay, it seems like he's doing the easy one first. Alright. To commit the RBM, we need to reload the area once. And then we can directly head on to the next RBM, which is a special kind of RBM. It is really weird and hard at that as well. lepelog having some troubles with the rope in the Elven Sound Realm. This rope is hard. Alright, now Chimera is making his way to the first Farn, to his first Farn RBM. I did not speak about Farn RBMs yet, I think. The thing about Farn RBMs is we can only be in the sky. In these tutorials, there are invisible walls of this tutorial. And yeah, we can't escape them. However, you see, we are flying in the Elden pillar, but we land in Farn. That is because the game has let's call it a feature. It is programmed that whenever you enter a light pillar, that if you enter a light pillar for the first time, no matter which light pillar it is, it always brings you to Farn. So, because we did not enter any light pillar yet in Back in Time, and Back in Time in itself has no memory. This is the first time we enter a light pillar in Back in Time, hence why we land in Farn. Now, for our next target, we want to go to the Lumpy Pumpkin. The Lumpy Pumpkin, however, is not in the bounds of this Lumpy Pumpkin is not in the bounds of this tutorial area. That's why we fly up really high. We want to jump off our loft wing so that we can skydive to the Lumpy Pumpkin. Mara luckily got that first try. This is kind of tricky. Say it's kind of tricky. I find it actually hard. I'm really struggling with this trick, personally. And what we want to do now is we want to collect this gratitude crystal. Now, once again, RBMing means applying stuff. I'm just gonna call it stuff now. Applying stuff from back in time to the game file to the game file. Now, RBM here. The one we did earlier before the Lumpy Pumpkin dive. That one was just the Sheikah Stone RBM again. That one results in the frog being watered. That one results in the second frog being watered. Because we do not have claw shots yet. We won't get claw. That's why we need to RBM the second frog being watered. However, we also did not do the water basin. We did not do ancient cistern. Hence why we do not have access to the water basin. And that's why we need to RBM this as well. This is what we need, what we did the Lumpy Pumpkin dive for. However, this RBM is special in so far that it is tied to a story flag that we did not RBM. And the thing is, if this bit, you've seen it, he was not watered. It's just the flames were off. So we just RBM'd that the flames were off. If we would reload the area, and we will reload the area at a later time, you will see that the flames are on again. So if Chimera had missed watering the frog there, the first one, then he would have had to redo the Lumpy Pumpkin dive REM. Because he had to go back, collect some water, and that means he reloaded the area. Now, Chimera is in Fire Sanctuary, nicknamed RBM Sanctuary. Why? Because this dungeon consists of 4 RBMs in total. It does not really matter in which order you do them. Important is just that you do 2 of them before the other 2, before you leave the dungeon once. I'm not entirely sure which RBM does what, but all 4 RBMs in total are 4. The bird statue of the Fire Sanctuary, the gates to the to the boss key room being open, the gates to the boss key being open, and the wall in the boss key room being defeated. This is how we will get our boss key later. So Chimera just RBM'd the gratitude crystal in the Loftwing siblings room. That I think is for the bird statue. And then he needs to do the lower academy RBM as well. I think. Yeah, I think he's going for lower academy right now. That is no. I think lower academy is for the bird statue, and the gratitude crystal is for gratitude crystal is for the gates being down. Now we need to commit those flags. Okay, seems like either I missed one RBM or Chimera is not doing 3 and 1 but 2 and 2 RBMs. How you want to do that, that is left to every runner. Okay. Might have failed the low academy one. I don't know, that looked good to me. Alright, now Chimera is doing what is called reverse bit warp. You saw him weirdly jumping there. That is because he needs to save at specific coordinates. I'm not sure if those coordinates are pixel perfect, but those coordinates are very precise. Because as I just said, what he's attempting now, that is a reverse, and a reverse bit warp means we apply the coordinates, we save that in our on the map, reload and back in time. And this ancient system reverse bit warp is as I said, it's really precise because we need to clip through something. Or actually we do not need to clip through something, but we do not want to end up somewhere else. And we do not have much free room for that. I will explain it once you see what I mean. So, what Chimera needs to do now is he needs to load the ancient system map and back in time. Luckily, we do have access to Farambit. We've seen that already a few times, so that is no issue. So we just need to make our way to Farambit. Something where you need to be careful of is if you go up this log here, there is a fight cutscene here. We need to select our early game file here to not trigger the fight cutscene. If the fight cutscene triggers, then Fi will open the map. And I did not talk about it, but opening the map back in time crashes. Because we can't open the map back in time. That will just crash the game. Alright, now you will see what I mean, hopefully. Nice, you got it. So we want to fall past the first floor you saw there. We want to fall right into the basement. Alright. This breaks basically the whole dungeon. We can just get the boss key. Alright, lepelog is coming up on the reverse bit warp now as well, I think. Nope, not yet. He's doing another RB. Alright, so Chimera just got the boss key. And now basically what we want to do is we want to get the dungeon item. Because we did not get that yet. Whatever lepelog did there, that is not what he intended to do. Alright, to get the whip, however, we need to get a small key. Nice cutscene skip Chimera got there. Right. This lock combination is always the same as well. So this is only just something you need to learn. As I think I said this earlier already, there is not much RNG involved in this run. The biggest RNG factors are probably extending blow and Scaldera. Those are two of the biggest RNG factors. Alright, now lepelog is coming up on the reverse pit wall. Let's see how he is doing. Alright, he's not redoing his position. He seems to be confident in his position. Alright, now that we got the key on Chimera's end, it's time to get what we came here for, which is the whip. Alright, this is what you need a small key for. Now we got the whip. And now it's time to take on Coloctus. Coloctus is one of the best bosses in my opinion. And we also have some very good speedrunning. We also have some very interesting speedrunning strats for Coloctus. Right, lepelog is landing in Fair now. Preparing for the engine system bit warp. Reverse bit warp, I'm sorry. Alright, Chimera is up on the clock this fight. And what you want to do is, you want to get rid of his arms in the first phase. And then you want to manipulate Coloctus's RNG by hitting his heart once he took off his arms. You want to hit his heart with the whip. Chimera is having some struggle still. It also looks like lepelog got the ouch. Looks like lepelog got the RBM there. The reverse spin warp. Ouch. Did Chimera save at all? I'm kind of scared he did not save at all. Ouch! 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 That hurts. That hurts a lot. Chimera just lost about 10 minutes, if not even more. Ouch. This gives lepelog a huge advantage. Looks like Chimera just... What did he do now? Let's redo the reverse spin warp. Do you have a ferry? You never saved not having the ferry. Hmm? Why does he not have a ferry? Okay, that's interesting. Oh, wait. I think I know why. Oh! Because he saved. Because he's saved. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I don't know what he can do right now. Oof. That is bad. He's saved. He accidentally saved after... Oh, that sucks. That... Oh boy. This is bad. Oh hey, look. This is T-Play. lepelog pausing his run to help Chimera. Hey! Huge shoutouts to lepelog for helping Chimera, for pausing his run for helping Chimera here. Think that deserves some clappers in chat. Oof. lepelog having a problem as well. Please tell me you saved. Please tell me you at least saved. Okay, he's saved. Good. He's good. Whatever Chimera is doing right now, he won't get into AC normally. Oh boy. Don't fall fade. Come on, Kim. Don't. I can't see right now if Kim actually forfeits or not. But I hope he actually, yes, it's not, okay. Alright, meanwhile, lepelog is fighting Coloctus. He looks like he is getting the fast strat, yes. Alright, that's the first phase, one cycle. Now, lepelog is coming up on the second phase of Coloctus. In the second phase, you're allowed to go bears, but only just for a little bit. You need to open the cage where the heart lies, and then you use your Skyward Strike, which I already told in the beginning is very OP. And yeah, with that you can just one cycle the second phase. This is how a fast Coloctus phase looks. Alright, lepelog is done with Ancient Cistern. And now he has to complete Fire Sanctuary. And then he can make his way into the late game, or in the end game. Actually, completing Fire Sanctuary is kind of end game already. Alright, Kim is doing a reverse pit warp again into Ancient Cistern. Again, that really sucks that Kim died. That is why usually if you are in a marathon setting or in a race setting or whatever, you usually want to safety save somewhere in Ancient Cistern, because otherwise something like Kim happens. You die to Coloctus or somewhere else, and then you're back at Fire Sanctuary, which really sucks. Speaking of Fire Sanctuary though, lepelog is back with Fire Sanctuary, or RBM Sanctuary. And he's doing the last RBM in RBM. Ooh. Looks like something went wrong with the inverse bit warp there. However, even if Chimera would decide to continue now, I doubt that he will still be able to catch up to lepelog. Alright, lepelog got the boss key for Fire Sanctuary. And he's now making his way onto the Fire Sanctuary. lepelog is clearly ahead right now by at least 20 minutes. If Chimera actually decides to continue, I'm still not sure if he actually decides to continue here. It could just be that he's making mistakes because he is not sure of what he's doing. His concentration is low. I can get. However, I still hope that he's still finishing. Alright. Just defeated Girahim. That looks like lepelog should be done within the next 15 or 20 minutes. Alright. Lepelog is making his way to the Imprisoned 2 fight now. While I hope that we will see a successful reverse bit warp on Chimera's end there. Alright. Chimera is back in business. Please save this time around. Please save. Do me one favor and save before the boss fight. Wow. And he did not save. Okay, then please don't again. I mean, usually you don't think of dying during the Colossus fight, but of course, mistakes always happen. This is no task. Yeah, we don't want to see Chimera die again. Okay, that is looking good though. Okay, he does still have enough bombs. Looks like lepelog crashed. Wonderful picture. Wonderful pictures we see there on lepelog's stream. God, Chimera, you only have 2 hearts left. Please. God, I did not realize that he's 2 hearts. Okay, thank goodness he did it. I was scared there for a second that he would die. Alright, lepelog just manually triggering. Imprisoned to fight. Shoutouts to English text boxes. I hope you enjoy the cutscene. Alright. Chimera doing another RBM. While lepelog is going in on the Imprisoned 2 fight now. Looks like he wanted to avoid some fall damage there. That did not really work out well. Alright, the clue about this, the important thing about this fight is you can stay on the head of the imprisoned after having pushing the stone in. However, that is rather precise. Alright, let's see if he gets it. What is he doing? He seems to position himself. Ooh, he did not get it. Okay. He should be fairly safe though. Also nice sailcloth he got there. Haven't seen that before. He should be pretty safe though. He's still got a fairy. And 3 hearts left. And Chimera is still miles away from him. Something huge would need to happen for Chimera to come back here. Alright. Let's see. Okay, nice. This time he got the jump slash. That means this time he actually stays on the head of the imprisoned. That's how you are supposed to do it. first phase as well. Alright, that's the Imprisoned 2. Now all that's left for lepelog is some cutscenes, Horde, Gear M3, and Demise. For Chimera, however, there is still the Imprisoned 2 fight left. He still has to raise the Gate of Time. And he also still has to do 7x04, aka Song of the Heroes skip. Also, fun fact, although you draw 2 triangles here, the symbol for Imprisoned 2, on the ground there is only one triangle, symbol for Imprisoned 1. Because, as you may or may not have realized, this whole time I was talking about Imprisoned 2, but we never really fought the Imprisoned the first time. All right. Of course, lepelog could still have missed his 7x04 RBM. Though I somehow doubt that he missed it. Alright, he wants to replenish his hearts by sitting on a chair. Because sitting on a chair replenishes your energy. Life lesson learned. Just sit on a chair if you're out of energy. Alright, lepelog barging in on the Horde fight here. Also fun. This cutscene here would have soft locked if we could not skip it. That is why in normal mode you could not do the route as we do it in hero mode. That's one thing why there is a separate route for normal mode. And there are actually people not calling names, but I may be one of them, who actually did a run in normal mode with the normal mode route. Though we did a 2v2 race. That was actually pretty fun. Also, shoutouts to Indie Kenobi for being the only other one who did this besides of us four. Also, report skip on lepelogs and their. Oh well, it should still be saved though. However, I feel like his bitrate is currently dying. Yes, it's the Haru Warriors segment. Everybody loves it. He's having some struggles with that blue Boko. Oof. Oh, he still got a fairy. now he got to throw him over the wall. Oh well. Now he should be kind of careful though, because he only got one more free hit. And that is usually dealt by those snipers. Yeah, just as I was saying. Now be careful though, because I mean this is probably the easiest segment, but there are still people who die here. I don't want to jinx anything, so I may just shut my mouth and concentrate on Chimera's stream. He is currently doing the 7x of 4 RBM, meaning he wants to open the gate in the past. However, something. I think he just entered with the wrong file. Alright, lepelog now in the Gear M3 fight. Alright, first phase done. Chimera is now coming up on the M2 fight. Alright, I'm sorry headphone users. You wretched brats. Yeah, that was nothing. I'm sorry. My voice is a little bit on high right now. Alright, lepelog is in the demise fight. What is there to say for the demise fight? Except that it's pretty much scripted. the demise fight is pretty much scripted. You just do the script, and there is nothing that could go wrong there. Not really. Of course, you can still take a hit here and there. But even if you would take a hit now, I mean, you would die, but I don't think that would change anything. He only has to redo the knife fight there. Right, this is looking good though. And that's GG for lepelog.
Lepelog will be coming in for an interview in a minute.
Alright. Alright, meanwhile, Chimera is done with the Imprisoned 2 fight. So there is nothing coming up much except for Horde, Girahim 3, and Demise.
Hey.
Hi, GG.
That was terrible. I'm sorry for everyone that watched that.
Well, on a positive side note, it could have been worse.
Thanks.
Test.
I was happy that the moment you fell down to the Master fight, I was worried that you might have not saved.
I always save because I'm bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was worried that you might have to do the same
I'm
as
sorry for
Chimera.
everyone that watched
nah,
that.
I mean, you can just fight the Star Master and then go out down, I guess. Oh, wait. Is the door down there open?
I have no idea.
Honestly, it probably is. That might have been the better backup, maybe.
I always save because I'm bad. I mean,
I don't think so, because you would probably
nah, I mean,
still.
you can just fight the Star Master and then.
I think fighting that
out
guy
down,
probably
I
takes
guess.
longer than actually.
Oh wait.
I mean, you have
the
to go
door
all the way
down
around.
there open?
Yeah,
Climb.
you also don't have a shield, so yeah. Makes sense.
So I think
Honestly,
dying there is definitely
Probably
fast.
is.
Yeah.
That might have
I don't know
been
why the
better
door didn't
backup,
open,
maybe.
though, when I tried to enter Seal Temple. I need to look back at that. Probably because Fight 3 was weird.
I have no idea, to be honest, because I was busy.
Yeah, you also don't have a shield, so
Because
yeah.
I was busy on
Makes sense.
Chimera stream, and I just saw that you crashed.
Yeah, it was because I couldn't open the door.
Why
And then I was like, okay,
door
let's
didn't
just try
open,
to
though,
go away from the
when I
door.
tried to enter Seal Temple.
And then
I need to look back at that.
try to go into the Steel Temple the other way,
Probably
but
because Fight 3
I didn't know how much
was
I needed to go
weird.
away from there, so I just yellowed it. I should have just started Fight 1, to be honest. I was dumb.
Alright, Chimera is now in the fight.
Yeah, it was because I
I'm
couldn't
sorry
open the door.
for what
And
happened to
I was like,
Chimera.
okay, let's
All my
just
races
try
are cursed.
to go away from the door, and then
Yeah,
try
apparently.
to go into the Steel Temple the other way, but I didn't know
Yeah,
how much
that
I
was
needed
that
to go
really
away from
sucked.
there, so
I guess he
gave
learned
up
his
it. I should have
lesson
just started
to.
part 1, to be honest. I was dumb.
Well, I don't think he actually learned his lesson because right after he went into the Collector's fight again without saving.
I'm sorry, what
So
what
I
happened to
don't think he
Chimera?
actually
All my
learned
races
his
are
lesson
cursed.
on that.
I mean, normally you don't have to save.
Yeah, I mean, normally you don't have to save, but I mean, mistakes always can. And you look pretty dumb. Well, I don't think he actually learned his lesson because right after he went. Nice, Camera actually getting horde skip.
Oh, so
So I don't think he actually.
the value that opened the door is hit beetle
I mean,
room
normally
crystal
you don't
switch
have
from
to save.
inside can be unset. So it might actually be some value that is only temporarily, and if you need to reload the area, then it's unset or something. Huh.
Alright, Camera still has a fire.
It would kind of make sense.
I have no idea how that would get unset though. Nice error.
I need to look at it. Yeah, no text box because we never got the bow.
Yeah.
Surprised the game doesn't crash since the Skyward Sword, but hey.
Yeah, this game always crashes. For whatever reasons it got. Something is not as it should be, crash.
Nice. Nice use of the slingshot there.
Yeah. Alright. I think he recovered, he did a good recovery from it though.
Yeah, that's true.
It was actually, well, it was not really close in the end, but still, he caught up quite a bit.
Yeah.
That was probably not what he wanted to do.
Stab, please.
Stab. Stabs, Grim is taking all the stabs. Alright. It's time again. You wretched Okay. Okay, I think my boys had enough for today. I provided commentary for 3 hours. A simple wretched brat is not in anymore.
Wow. Why are you even commentating then? It's the only reason you commentate Skyward Sword.
I don't know, because nobody else was up commentating. Apparently.
Yeah, you're the best that could have gotten, so I guess it's fine.
Alright. Alright. So Chimera coming up on the final phase of the night here. And that's GG.
GG! Huge congrats on finishing that.
Yeah. Shoutouts to Chimera for actually finishing. It was not sure that he would actually finish, but he managed to pull through. So shoutouts to Chimera for actually finishing this. And maybe he's coming up here as well. Alright, looks like he is joining us. GG!
GG!
That was an interesting run.
You finished though!
Yeah, you finished.
Yeah, I was kind of demoralized when I failed the warp. So I didn't really want to finish, but you know, kind of.
Yeah, I can understand that. That was a huge time loss.
Yeah, that's really bringing down the mood if you do that.
Yeah, I can see
I
that.
never continued to run past dying to clock this, so I wasn't really sure what to do. I didn't
Yeah.
realize warping from the bazaar statue would put you in the lobby.
I didn't know
There are
that
like
either.
so many, there are like a lot of bit warps into, reverse bit warps into Ancient System.
Yeah, I just know Aza recently posted the pace spin, but I
Yeah.
didn't
that
really
is one.
bother to read it.
I mean, I just knew that Indie does, like, instead of doing the bit warp directly to the boss key, Indie just does the reverse bit warp from the bazaar statue, and then does system clip.
Oh, okay.
So that's he can does digging it skip, or does he do that? I don't know, but
I mean, if it's indie, I wouldn't be surprised about anything.
yeah.
I wouldn't even be surprised if you tell me he's doing bomb plus any percent.
I'm sure he's doing.
I mean, we're talking about indie here.
Bomb plus any percent.
Sounds interesting.
Alright. Is there anything you would all like to say about this race?
This would have PB'd without the crash, so that's how terrible my PB is.
That sucks. I
Damn.
don't think there was any chance of me PBing looking at my splits. Yeah, it was a fun race. Thank you for playing lepelog.
Yeah, thanks for rising. That's good.
Alright, then
All
having
right.
a look at the brackets, we see that lepelog moves into the semifinals. Brackets. and he has to a race against the winner of Fio versus the winner of KitKat versus me. So you have to race versus the winner of Fio versus KitKat. While Kim has to battle it out versus the loser of versus the winner of Indy versus me. So that would probably Kim versus Indy speedrun. I'm just assuming that I'm losing every match.
You gotta believe.
Yeah,
What
just
if you
believe. Just
fail the warp? You know?
Believing, I believe that I still can't do Lumpy Pumpkin Dive. That's what I believe in.
you have to be really desperate if you consider any other method of doing that, though.
I am so desperate.
I should try to teach you that. It's not that terrible.
Alright. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to Chimera and lepelog for racing.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks
a
for
lot, guys.
commentating.
And thank you for commentating, Flowhoft.
Always a
Plus
pleasure.
Aloha.
We have on the ZSR schedule later tonight a Z2R Max Rando Tournament Losers Bracket Round 1. Hopefully that will be restreamed. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. But tomorrow at 8 p.m. UTC and 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Tournament Season 3 Winners Bracket. Round 4, which is Marco versus What the Hell Has Happened. And that should be a really crazy, awesome match. Following that, we have a whole lot this weekend. We have Majora's Mask Randomizer. We have a couple Ocarina of Times. We have a Link to the Past and a whole bunch of other stuff. So keep on tuning in, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.